Welcome to Xybion QMS, introducing a newly released version of the web-based solution that allows you to manage all types of quality records and workflows in a streamlined, compliant, and yet flexible way. One critical aspect of controlling the quality of the product and services is to identify and mitigate quality risks through the supply chain. The Supplier Evaluation module allows companies to routinely evaluate the supplier against the performance KPIs your organization has established. In the QMS system, it includes unified and embedded modules for supplier and supplier evaluation. However, we understand that your organization often has some types of enterprise resource planning, ERP, or other systems in place to also manage suppliers. In that case, we have an integrated framework to support your external connections to those systems. And the system is built with levels for all levels in the organization. So the end users, the management level, corporate compliance, and all roles in the organization can have access to quickly capture and view and communicate the information that's most critical. The good news, it's both out of the box with embedded workflows, and it's scalable to make changes if you need it. The out of the box workflow includes a planning step and an optional self-evaluation step by the supplier, which they can participate in a very secure and limited way. With the flexibility of the system, you are able to launch a review and approval sequences as necessary. The capabilities of the system and workflow allow us to create system tasks to update your supplier information with the appropriate information, and it also includes built-in notifications, completely configurable calculations, which are integrated with CAPA, noncompliance, audits, as well as a document management system. Again, the system and the workflow is out of the box, but these workflows can be versioned over time as your needs change. The notifications can be added to or reduced as your needs change, and the forms can have additional configuration, and the calculations can be simply built if you decide to change the KPIs over time. Again, the supplier evaluation module. As we come in, the dashboard is where the user that participates will see all of their activities. This is contingent upon the supplier information that's in the system. Again, it can be embedded within the system in our supplier module, or it can come in from another supplier module. It captures not only the general information, but also the findings through audit. But today we're going to talk about not a supplier audit, we're going to talk about another level, which is the supplier evaluation, or the performance of each supplier that can be checked over time. We have the list of supplier evaluations depending upon your permissions, and we can click through those to see what the current status is. We not only see the evaluation, but we can click down and drill down to the record and see what each step is. If I have the appropriate permissions, I can reassign, and it allows for that out of the office type of specification. Now we're going to come in and launch a brand new supplier evaluation in the system, which then will follow all the rules and behavior of the out-of-the-box workflow. I can select my suppliers, and it's up to me how often I want to do this for setting that evaluation time frame. We're going to select the evaluator, and again we have different dates. Not only the date I want the evaluation itself, but when I want the whole process to close. Our process engine takes into account all the date and the durations of each step in the process, so you can trend that over time. We can collect other information about the evaluation name, a much longer description if you want to provide instructions, and of course we have an attachment field below, which will allow you to attach different information. We are allowed to decide if that supplier evaluator is going to do a self-evaluation. In this case, I'm going to say no. We come back to the list of records, and it's listed here. The person who was implicated in doing the evaluation, however, will also receive a notification and their task right in their dashboard. A simple click, it will open it up and they are able to perform the evaluation. So in this case, the evaluation can be based on drop-down lists. We have created a numerical way of rating this particular supplier. We can put, as you just saw, the validation rules. We can actually add in some help information too. If you want to tell your evaluators what a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2 means, etc. And again, with that very flexible and powerful calculation engine, what happens is it will auto-calculate that information, and I can put a supplier result. Again, this is the out-of-the-box workflow, and we can tweak it as necessary. And as it follows the workflow and completes, it will keep all of that information up to date, not only in that dashboard view, which allows us to take any of the fields that are available, and I can put that into my view as a personal type of option. So I can add that in, drag that, drop it, etc. But we can also run those in a report. So any report that you create in the admin user interface and share out with people will now appear in that list. So what will happen is that as you run those reports, you can generate those in Word, Excel. In this case, I took the report and I've grouped it by supplier so I can see what their supply score or their performance score is over time. So as you can see, we can do calculations, we can do statistics, and we can do trending as well. What's nice is these reports are allowed not only in Word, Excel, in this case a HTML or active server page, but you can have, as you saw before, different types of charts, different types of roll-ups. So the capture is easy for the end users, the end result for the management level to run the reports, and again, that whole workflow can drive from end to end how you want to manage your supplier management. So we thank you for watching, and if you have any additional questions or want a deeper dive on supplier management and QMS in general, please feel free to contact Xybion and ask for your live demo.